Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule cause you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, cause I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring, and George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
What's good, my people, on this hot August day, and it's a great day to be a patriot. You're watching the MC Too Tall Show with your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, MC Too Tall, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero. Let's talk a little bit about this here, huh? Let's talk about this here. Boy, oh boy. Remember I mentioned John Bolton, right? In my last video, I just gave a quick skate over. Tell me he's not a snake in the grass. I mentioned several times that this man is sleazy. He'll do anything to bad name or bad mouth Donald Trump. And he's just a total grifter, sleazy snake in the grass. Big time war profiteer. He's the type of person that would put a pillow over his own mother's face if it meant he would get a weapons contract. That's the type of person John Bolton is. He is puke. And the FBI raided his home in Maryland. What is the deal with Maryland? Kilmer, Abrego Garcia, Adam Schiff, now John Bolton. What the fuck, Maryland? So, what is it with these Maryland doofs that get caught being doofy? And you could hear the sirens all the way back here in New York. Gunning for you, John Bolton. You grifter. You war profiteering son of a bitch, bastard, grifter, bastard. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. They are really coming through with law enforcement. And that must have been what it sounded like in front of the home of John Bolton. They raided his home for classified documents that he had no business having. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump was on the up and up with his documents in Mar-a-Lago. Turned out he didn't have any sort of documents that he wasn't authorized to have. John Bolton had documents that he was not authorized to have. And so did Joe Biden. But we're not talking about Joe Biden right now. We're talking about John Bolton. That snake in the grass, that sleazy bastard with his porno mustache, because he just wants to see this country shtucked. I figured I'd use a Jewish word for screwed. Shout out to my Jewish friends out there watching this video. Okay, now back to John Bolton. They raided his home for documents he wasn't supposed to have, top secret documents. As far as I know, he hasn't had a security clearance in years. But he had these documents he wasn't authorized to have. So, hopefully this isn't just a tease. Hopefully we see somebody, one of these scumbags, go to jail already. Stop trying to take the high road already. Oh, we can't stoop that low. This isn't about stooping low. This is about bringing people to justice. If you're going to throw the book at Donald Trump and add extra bells and whistles that you can't technically legally put on there, then you might as well dot every I, cross every T, get it done the right way, and go after these people if their houses aren't clean or flooded with top secret documents that they're not authorized to have, or bearing a deed to a legislator who's supposed to be a resident of California and the house is in Maryland, or no documentation at all of even being a U.S. citizen, but reaping the benefits of the United States from Maryland. And so that's what the Trump administration is doing. That's what the FBI did here with John Bolton. And to my understanding, he had another office in, I'm not sure if it was also in Maryland or in D.C., but his office building was raided. Well, there's a building that was raided in which John Bolton has an office. So I'm assuming the office was raided. And Kesh Patel posted 3 minutes past 7 a.m., no one is above the law. Isn't that what Adam Schiff says? Didn't John Bolton echo that? Well, no one is above the law. Didn't Letitia James say that? No one is above the law. No one is above the law. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And now we, the American people, want to see it now. We taste the fresh blood dripping down, and we want to see some people do the time for what are obvious crimes. John Bolton better go to jail for this. He'd better go to jail. He better go right in there with general population and let the inmates in there do what thou wilt, as they say in the holy books. And it's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. We can't be getting teased with these raids on the bad guys, and then the bad guys don't go to jail. I mean, we've already seen the good guys get wrongfully accused and arrested. I mean, Michael Flynn didn't belong in jail. Roger Stone didn't belong in jail. His relative and supporter, Oliver Stone, doesn't belong in jail. Donald Trump didn't belong in jail. He didn't need to be perp-walked and put before a camera for a mugshot. He certainly didn't deserve to be riddled with bullets. And that poor firefighter that was at that same Trump rally, he certainly didn't deserve to die because of some deranged enemy of Donald Trump. And not even the one that pulled the trigger, the one, whoever it was, that sent them on the mission to pull the trigger. Maybe Larry Fink? Why were Crooks and Ralph both affiliated with BlackRock? You ever think about that? And so this is what we got to deal with. So if they're doing all sorts of things to come after Donald Trump, where's the punishment Where's the punishment when they're exposed as criminals themselves? When the people screaming no one is above the law, who initially screamed no one is above the law, are proven that they thought they were above the law, where's their jail time? Where's their jail time? How come they're not being perp walked, fingerprinted, photographed, and booked? And that's what we want to see. We want to see this already. People need to stop teasing us. They need to stop teasing us. You know, Bondi, get to work already. And try a little bit harder to pry those Ghislaine Maxwell grand jury testimony transcripts out of the hands of those evil Manhattan judges. Those rather cryptic-looking creeps. And see what the hell is going on with this Bolton thing. And if the man belongs in jail, put him in jail already. Get some good deputies on it, or get on it yourself, and put that man behind bars if he belongs there. I wish the Justice Department would stop sitting on their hands. I want to see this man hauled in. Adam Schiff should be brought into court before a grand jury. And he probably wouldn't be doing jail time. He rightfully should. Any regular citizen would be thrown in jail for doing what he did. Sitting next to rapists for some sort of accidental on purpose clerical error. But he should at least get a fine. He should at least, get an 8 or 9 figure fine. That bastard. That POS. And we gotta see these people go to jail, man. We gotta see these people go to jail. Jail, jail, jail. They should be in jail. See what happens when they didn't go after Hunter Biden fast enough and swiftly enough? His old fuddy-duddy old man pardons him, and now he's running rampant, wild, cursing up a storm, talking about what he would do as president, and talk about invading El Salvador. El Salvador has been through a civil war, been through economic sanctions, been through several changes of government, some of the worst crime statistics in the Western Hemisphere. Leave them alone. But you know what? I don't even have to say that, because who the hell in their right mind would vote for Hunter Biden as president of the United States? The man should not be president. Hell, his old man shouldn't have been president. John Bolton, I know, never had aspirations of being president, but he loved being the creepy guy behind the scenes with one hand in the taxpayer's pocket and the other hand in the president's pocket. And working out all kinds of war profiteering. And I hope there's some documentation that they've seized that proves that. Because anybody with a television set could look at that and see that that's what happens with people like John Bolton. He's a sleazebag. He's worse than Donald Rumsfeld. And Donald Rumsfeld was a Secretary of Defense. He was in a position where he could have done worse. He did bad enough, But he was in a position where he could have done worse. And yet John Bolton is worse than him. He was a national security advisor. He lasted about a year, maybe a year and a half with Donald Trump before Donald Trump saw him for the sleazebag that he was. I don't remember if he fired him or forced him to resign. But either way, they parted ways because Donald Trump saw him for the sleazebag that he is. And the fact that his home is getting raided like this just proves it further. The guy's a dirtbag. He's one of those people that belong under the jail who love war because it helps him line his pockets. People like that are dangerous men who should not be mingling with the rest of society. He's not a moral, ethical person like Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, people like that. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm going to do here at this point, rather than repeat the same thing over and over, because you already got the gist of what I was telling you, I'm going to wrap up this episode of the MC Too Tall Show. And remember, respect God, watch out for the Illuminati, follow, share, subscribe, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.